All right, guys, welcome back to another section on fractions. So here we are looking at whole number fractions, okay? Whole number fractions. So what is that? So basically, let's look at what's a whole number, right? What is a whole number? Well, a whole number is basically 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and on and on and on. So it includes all the positive numbers on the number line, okay, on this direction, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, but it also includes 0, okay? Okay? Natural numbers does not include 0. It only includes the positive plus 1 plus. All the positive integers are also natural numbers, but all the positive integers plus 0 is called a whole number, okay? But remember, a fraction is not a whole number. 3 over 4 is not a whole number, all right? Anyways, so that's what a whole number is. So what is whole number fraction in arithmetic? So let's say we have a whole number 3, right? And we have a fraction 7 over 8. And somebody tells us to add these two. So what do? That's what we're talking about. So we can easily convert a whole number to a fraction. A whole number can always be rewritten as a fraction. Okay, so this is an important concept, we're gonna write it down. A whole number, a whole number can be written as a fraction whose denominator is 1. Okay? A whole number can be written as a fraction whose denominator is 1. So we're going to remember that. So we can write, what that means is, we can write 3 as 3 divided by 1 plus 7 divided by 8. And now when this is the case, now we just do what we did in the last section. We just add this fraction with this fraction. First of all, we look at the denominators. The denominators are not the same. They're not the same. So we cannot just add 3 with 7. What we have to do is first find a common denominator. Okay, how do we do that? We find the least common multiple. Let's write 1 here and 8 here. Okay, so let's say 1 times 1 is 1. 1 times 8 is 8. Now 8 doesn't go on 1, so we'll just write down 1 as it is. And we'll write 8 times 1 is 1. So we have 8 times 1, which is 8. So this is going to be our denominator. Now we're going to look at how many times does 1 go on 8? Well, it goes 8 times, right? If I write 8 here and 1 outside, 1 times 8 is 8 with a remainder of 0 and a quotient of 8. Now I'm going to multiply this quotient 8 with this numerator or top number. So 8 times 3 is 24 plus how many times does 8 go? This 8 goes on this 8. Well, 8 times 1 is 8 with a remainder of 0. So the quotient here, which is 1, will go multiplied to the numerator here. 1 times 7 is 7, and 7 plus 24 is 31, and then this denominator is 8. But this is our sum, okay? So this whole thing, 3 plus 7 over 8, 3 plus 7 over 8, 3 plus 7 over 8 is equal to this thing over here, 31 over 8. 31 over 8, right? Now there's an easy way we could have also done this, okay, with whole numbers. This is the whole process, right? This is the whole process. But we could have done it in an easier way too. How could have we done that in an easier way? So let's say, right here, and we have what we had here. We can look at it. This is our numbers, right? 3 plus 7 over 8. And we did all these steps where we first converted the whole number into a fraction by 3 divided by 1, 3 over 1. right? 3 over 1. So 3 over 1 and 3 are equal. 3 equals 3 over 1. They're the same thing. So I wrote it as a fraction, and then I just did what I learned, how to add two fractions. Just make the common denominator by getting the LCM here, and then use that LCM to see how many times each of the denominators go on the LCM, and then multiply that with the top numbers, the numerators, and you get basically these two numbers, and then you get this, which is 31 over 8, which is, so now we know the answer is 31 over 8. But here's a quick, fast way to do it. Whenever you're adding a fraction to a whole number, this is a whole number, right? You don't always, you can convert it into a fraction and add it, but there's a shortcut as well. A fraction. So what you do is, all you have to do, you can multiply this 8 with this 3, and then whatever the answer is, just add 7 or whatever, the top here. So let's say 8 times 3, 8 times 3. So 8 times 3, the bracket here means 3, plus 7. Okay, 8 times 3 plus 7. 8 times 3 is 24 plus 7. What is 24? Sorry, divided by 8. 24 plus 7 divided by 8. So what is 24 plus 7? 31 over 8. And boom, you see? We got the same answer as this one. So all we did was multiply 8 with 3 and then add the 7 to that answer. And we got 31 over 8. You saw this in the last course as well. But here we just want to do some more practice. Like I said, in this course, we're going to do a lot more practice. So let's say we have 3 as a whole number being added to a fraction, let's say 6 over 7. And all we have to do, we can do that. We can convert 3 into 3 divided by 1 and then add 3 divided by 1 plus 6 over 7. But then we would have to take the LCM and all that. But there's an easier way. You can just multiply 3 with 7, which is 21. 7 multiplied by 3 is 21. And then add 6 to this 21. So 6 and 21 will be 28. So 28 divided by 7. Remember to put the 7 underneath here too. So 28 over 7 is the same as 3 plus 6 over 7. Okay? So you can check it in the calculator. So if you had 3 and you had plus 6 over 7, 6 over 7, you get 0.85, and you plus that with 3, you get 3.85, right? Equals to, if you just divide 28 by 7, 28 divided by 7, it's going to be the same. Oops, sorry, that's not correct. 7 3 is 21. 21 plus 6 is 27. That was a huge mistake on my part. It's actually 27 over 7. So 27 divided by 7 is 3.85, as you can see. It's the same as this, right? It's the same as 3.85. So that's why 27 over 7 and 3 plus 6 over 7 are the same thing. They're equal to each other, okay? So let's try now doing a different one, right? So let's look at another one. So let's do 2. Let's take 2 as our whole number plus 2 over 5. So what we can do is multiply the 5 by 2, which is 10, plus 2, 12. So 12 over 5. So all we did was multiply 5 by 2, 5 multiplied by 2, and we got 2, and we got 10, and then we just added these two, and we got 12 over 5. We could have done it the longer way by making 2 over 1 plus 2 over 5, then getting the LCM of 5 and 1, which would have been 5, then seeing how many times does 1 go on this 5, which would be 5, right? Because 5 times 5 is 5, and then multiplying this with this, and we would have gotten 10 plus 5 over 5, 1 multiplied by 2, 2, right? 5, 1, 5, remainder, this 0 multiplied this, 2 times 1 is 2, and we would have gotten 10 plus 2, 12, divided by 5. So you can see 12 over 5 and 12 over 5. So it's the same. So it's actually faster to do this. When you have a whole number and a fraction being added, just multiply the denominator of the fraction to the whole number, and the answer, just add the top figure from the fraction into it. So in this case, 5 times 2 is 10, 10 plus 2 is 12, and then just you get the denominator from the fraction. And boom, that's your whole number fraction arithmetic. Thank you for watching.